I wanted a look that made me feel fun.
If you don't do it, you are going to struggle, but if you do it, it's gonna make your life so much easier. Congratulations, you have made it to the last part, the top of our head.
I wanted a look that made me feel fun, made me feel excited, made me feel happy, and I wanted to try something a little different, and that is how I got this kind of like a natural boho braids type of look that I was going for. And honestly, this is so fun, this is so flirty, it's so cute, and I'm going to show you step by step how I got it done, row by row. So let's go.
First things first is my favorite step, detangling my hair. Honestly, this is the easiest and most consistent step with any hairstyle tutorial. And if you don't do it, you are going to struggle. But if you do it, it's going to make your life so much easier. Now, I am going to give you guys a heads up. Majority of this tutorial really is just repetitive motion. Nothing too crazy, everything really simple, but it cannot start unless you detangle your hair. Now, if anybody has some recommendations on how they detangle their hair to make it easier, please let me know, because I know there are some great detangling products out there, and I would love to know. We are separating our hair into 4 rows, and with that first row, we are just going to separate it into 3 parts. Moisturize it with a leave-in because we're working with dry hair, and then braid each section, and from each side take out like a small little strand of hair. The reason for this is we're gonna add some curls, kind of make it look like boho braids with a little bit of volume, a little pizzazz, a little bit of oomph. And that extra hair you have left over, just take a tiny bit of gel and finger coil it, so you have this nice cute braid with some curls around it. And honestly, you just repeat that all throughout. Like, when I say this whole thing is very repetitive, very basic, I promise you that it is literally so basic. Just section your hair, braid each one, take out little strands as you're braiding, and then curl it, and I promise you it's gonna start coming out and making it look kind of cool the further and further we go. So before you know it, you'll be done with the first row and on to the next one. Now, our second row should kind of be just around the top of our ears. For me, I have such a hard time parting, so feel free to take your time to get those lines as straight as possible. But if you can't, it's okay, because the boho curls kind of hide it. So this section, we're gonna cut everything into 6 parts. So if you want, what I did was I just split it in half, and then each section I split into 3. It made it a little bit easier for me to work with, and the process wasn't that crazy difficult. Now, one thing I actually really like about this style is that the higher up you go, for me, the thicker my braids got, which helped to add more volume. And then also, once again, just having those curls out just made it more voluminous. I also curled the ends of each braid, so that way the boho curls kind of matched and everything went in together. It was really simple, really fun. I know it seems like it's tedious, but I promise you, once you get this done, you could leave this in your hair for a while. You could go to the beach, you could go play sports, you could even just rock it on a regular day out. I do think that every so often it's nice to have your hair in braids, so that way it's kind of a relief from constantly putting products in your hair, constantly brushing or tying up your hair, and it's kind of a nice relief on the scalp. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but I mainly work on one side of my head and then the other, and I make sure to use that leave-in moisturizer. I feel like leave-in moisturizer is one of the best products you could absolutely have, just because working with dry hair, is it can cause more hair breakage. Like, it's easier and much better to comb or brush your hair when it's wet. It has less breakage, but dry hair, it could snap or break more. Leave-in conditioner kind of prevents all that. So if you guys have any recommendations for leave-in conditioners, I am always down to hear that as well. So that's what we have to look for: detanglers and leave-in conditioners, and then we are good to go. Now, as you guys could see, we've gotten almost halfway done with our head, and you could already see on the bottom that it's kind of looking like a nice little, buildup of hair, which is awesome. If you made it this far into the hairstyle tutorial, then I know you are probably tired of me repeating the same thing over and over again, but like I said, this is a very simple hairstyle, very repetitive, but we take our next section of hair and we split it up into 7 parts. We make sure it's moisturized so it's easy to work with, and we braid it while taking out strands from that braid as we're going along to leave for later to curl. Now, if you have a clip or anything you want to put those strands to, you absolutely can. I honestly found it easier to just hold it and then get to it later, but we're almost there. Simple, easy, separate, put it together, all that jazz, and it really does come out well, especially once we get to the end. But I know, like I said, you're probably tired of hearing me repeat separate, section, braid, and curl, but really that's all it is. It's a simple 4-step repetitive hairstyle of separate, section, braid, and curl. And when you get to at least this 3rd section, it's gonna look great. It's gonna look fabulous. If you want, you can always add braiding hair to this to make longer hair or thicker hair, or you could even do different sections. For me, the parting section that I am doing is commonly used in jumbo braids, or more specifically jumbo knotless braids, so much bigger parts, much fuller parts. But if you have thicker hair, feel free to go smaller, maybe even a medium or large knotless parts would work for you. But for me, I'm sticking with the jumbo because I don't want my hair to be too thin in these braids, and I want it to have some thickness and some volume. Now, in the front of my hair, there are some parts where my hair is shorter because of my bang, so I just curled those ends wherever it left off. These curls at the end help give us uniformity, help keep everything in place, and help give us that little feminine nudge to it. But if you want to keep it straight, you absolutely can. I'm not 100% sure how that would look with the boho curls, but if it looks good, please let me know. I would love to see it. Congratulations, you have made it to the last part, the top of our head, which will split in half and then split each section into 3 parts. So a total of 6 parts in the top of our head. And honestly, I'm so proud of you for making it here. I know I've said it this whole tutorial, but this thing is repetitive, but you have got to the end, and I am so proud of you. If you have a bang here, just take small sections from it. Try to make sure that the curls are still there, still viable, and then just get through the rest of your head. I promise you, once this last part is done, you are going to look fine. And if you're feeling a little bit lazy and don't want to do the last top section of your head, you could do what I did initially when I separated it and just made it into 2 kind of space buns. But if not, you could always just braid it out and finish the whole thing. and it's going to look so good. If anything, this one line in the middle of your head, or this top section, probably should be the best parted section compared to everything else, just because it's the most visible. But of course, if it's not as perfect, because parting takes time and it's on a learning curve, don't beat yourself down. This hairstyle is all about fun. It's all about freedom. And honestly, when you shake your head back and forth with these braids in, you're just gonna feel so joyous. But I really like how simple and easy this hairstyle is to do. Once you get the parting and the braiding out the way, it's just a breeze. So yeah, we are almost done, down to the last one, so I'm gonna say it one last time. Guys, section your hair, moisturize it, braid it, and then curl the extra strands and the ends, and you have something so beautiful. Now this last step is optional, but it is if you want to have a more of a flawless finish. Just go ahead and touch up your edges, smooth it out, design it out, whatever makes it work for you.
Alright guys, now that our edges are laid, our curls are nice and curly, we have the final look, which is this. As I said, it kind of is a real hair, natural hair boho braid. If you want, you could always add bundles to it if you want that extended look. For me though, I have a hard time gripping my hair and adding in the extended hair without my grip loosening. So I still probably need to find a braider because I'm not at a place where I could do my own braids yet. Everything else was good. It was just the slipping of the grip. But this is a nice lightweight version of that, just using my real hair, and I love it. It feels light, it feels weightless, and it gives me fun for if I'm going to the beach and I don't want to do a basic hairstyle, just want to leave it cute. I could wear this being sporty or anything else like that. So definitely happy with this. If you followed along in this tutorial, please let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, questions, everything in between, all in the comments below. And please know it's not required for you to comment or anything, but if this resonated, then I'm just happy it did. If anything, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!